Hi everyone, welcome to episode 29 of the Addydae Designs video blog. Got up this morning and decided it was well and truly time for me to record another episode for you. So here I am. For all of you that are returning, thanks very much for coming back. And for anyone that's new, my name's Deanne. I am a crochet designer based in Canberra, Australia, in case you hadn't picked up on the accent. This video blog slash podcast is where I share what I'm making, what I'm designing, anything related to those things that I think might interest you, like stash enhancement and stuff like that. So yeah, welcome. I hope you enjoy what I have to show you. I have a bunch of finished objects to show you, some whips whips are in progress, aren't they? Whips, I can't say whips in progress. Some whips, some designs in progress, and I have a few bits and bobs of news that I shall share with you. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes here, which is one of the reasons I haven't recorded. But enough of that, I will tell you all about that in a little while. So it's August 21st, did I say that already? I don't think so. So winter is almost over here in Australia. It's still really cold. I don't think we'll see the end of winter temperatures anytime soon. If you can hear that rustling, that's my cat climbing into a plastic bag. Nope, gone. Okay, sorry about that. So lots to show you today. So let's get started, shall we? First thing is a finished object that I whipped up in probably 2 hours. And you'll see why. Look at it. It's teeny weeny. It's a tiny little hat for a baby. It probably took me, I don't know, maybe 2 hours to do this. Yeah. Super easy, super quick, which is great. It's made using Bendigo Woolen Mill's 8-ply cotton. And it is my Garland design. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. The pattern though, as it's written, only has instructions for how to add 1 row of flowers. I modified this one so it had more. I'm thinking about doing an update of the pattern and including instructions for how you can add more rows of flowers, because I think that looks cute, and that's how I make it more often than not. I mean, it has been forever since I've made one of these. My girls are a little bit older now, so they don't want cutesy little hats with flowers on them anymore, sadly. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's been a long time since I've worked anything up using this design, and there's a bunch of patterns that use this motif that I created to look like flowers. So there's blankets and tank tops and dresses and a whole bunch of stuff. So if you like that, yeah, pop over to my Ravelry store. And there's a whole bunch there that you can find, but I was really happy with that. It's super soft. The Bendigo Woolen Mill's cotton. I love making stuff for babies in this. Yeah, and I had this in stash, so double bonus using some stuff out of the stash. So that's one finished object. My second, and this is the only other finished object I have, by the way, is a sway shawl sample. I don't currently have any samples of this design with me at the moment because they're both living in yarn stores. So I thought I should have a sample here in case anyone wants to see the actual design. And so I started this one, and I started with this creamy colour that didn't, on the ball, this didn't look like it had so much of the real beige colour in it. So when I originally picked it to go with this grey, I thought, oh yeah, this will be fine. Like, wound up in the ball. To me, it looks quite even. I mean, you can see that there's the darker, is that going to focus? Come on, you can do it. There we go. Patches in it. But worked up, I wasn't 100% sure I liked it. I'll try and cover my eyes with this grey until I added the feature colour, which is in the design, which is the bit that you use for the third wedge, and it is some sorry about all the ends, it's finished but not finished. yeah, this steely grey has kind of got brown bits in it as well. And then when I added this, I think they call it transitioning sock yarn from Bendigo Woolen Mills, and this colour, it just, yeah, it all came together because it's not just the red, it's got this steely grey as well. And it just, well, I felt like it tied it all together. So I was happy that I continued with it. So you can see that that one pop of colour continues along in just a single line on one end. But you've got the big wedges of colour there. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. And it feels, I don't remember my other ones being quite this long. I am not sure why. It could be the difference in yarn. I don't know. Okay, so the yarns are, this is a white gum wool base from Pirate Pearl Yarns. Sorry Katrina, I can't remember the colour. I'll look it up and put it down there for you. This blue / grey is an unnamed colour from Karoa Fibres. I got that probably 3 years ago at the Celebration of Wool here in Canberra that's held every May at the farm stand. I don't think they have a website. I'll look at it, I'll check for you, but I'm pretty sure most of their sales are done at shows. Like I saw them at the Bendigo Sheep Show, I'm pretty sure it was them. And yeah, they were at a Celebration of Wool again this year. But it's quite interesting, their yarn, they dye over darker bases. Well, some of their yarn lines that they offer. So it gives a real heathered look. I'm not sure if the camera is going to be able to pick it up, but there is a lot of brown that you can see in the back of, like, as the base of that. And it just gives it a really, I don't know, is it heathered that you want to say? Anyway, it's more of, it's not a flat colour is probably what I'm trying to spit out. So yeah, oh, and like I said, the pop colour is the transitioning sock yarn from Bendigo Woolen Mills. So it worked out really, really well. I really should weave in the ends. For any of you who have this pattern, it has been updated to help you a little bit more with carrying yarn over the short rows here. Skinny stripes is what I'm trying to get out, so that you don't have to weave in as many ends. So I've modified it a little bit. So if you haven't yet updated your version of the pattern, check your Ravelry library and it should have an update there for you. So yeah. Oh, and anyone who is interested in making this pattern also, I know Fiberific have some awesome kits for the sway shawl at the moment too. So head on over and see what Chantel's got on offer there, and yeah, you'll have your own sway in some fantastic hand-dyed colours that she's put together for it too. So they're my only finished objects. Yeah, I know, it's a bit sad after so many weeks, isn't it? Never mind. Oh, and in case you hadn't noticed, talking finished objects, you have seen this before, but I don't think I've worn it on the podcast before. This is the now named Addydae sweater. It is currently in testing. My testers are fantastic and very patient with me. Yeah, so I'm hoping to have this design out and available for you very, very soon. It whips up really, really quickly. It's made using DK yarn, and I absolutely love it. I've worn it a lot this winter. It's quite really versatile. I love the fitted sleeves, so you know they're not dangling in anything. It's relaxed in the body. There are options in the pattern so that you can have your fitted sleeve, but if you want a bigger, like more boxy body to this part of the sweater, all you have to do is shorten the underarm seams. The construction is rather different. Yeah, because you start at the neckband and work the sleeves in rows. So you do the sleeves first, so you don't have to worry about being stranded on sleeve island. They are done first. Then when you get to the body, it feels like you're working it really quickly because it seems shorter than working these long rows. But yeah, I really hope you enjoy it when it's ready. Sorry, I feel like I'm teasing you, but I wanted to let you know it's in testing now. It shouldn't be too much longer because I have all the photography done for this design already. Usually I do the pattern, get it tested, and then it's the photography that holds things up, but I had photos taken of this at the beginning of the year. So that's all, it's like ready to go as soon as I hear back from all the testers and get all the feedback and everything sorted there. And I don't know, can you see? This is my favourite part of this design, is the detail down the shoulder seam. So I hope you like that. Sorry if I'm going toing and froing all over the place with this design, but I'm really, really happy with it, and I'm really excited to get it to you. People in the Southern Hemisphere, if I get it done in time, you may even have a chance to make it in time to wear it before the weather warms up again, depending on where you live, of course. But it will definitely be ready in time for those of you that live in the Northern Hemisphere. I know you've all been having a heat wave lately, so, but it hopefully is on the change. Hello Freckles, did you hear that? She wants a cuddle. So yeah, exciting news. So Add Along is the name of the design. Keep an eye out for it. I'll be sure to let you know when it is ready. Oh, I do have another finished object. I'm sitting here staring at them. And are you right there, Frex? And forgot. I can finally use my sock blockers. Oh, so excited. I finished these now. Again, this is a tease because this is a new design that's not quite ready yet. But these are my new socks. They are yet to be named. I'm toying with the idea of calling them Ribbit because if I can get it. Oh, dropped one, sorry. If you can see there, they've got a beautiful ribbed pattern that goes all the way up the cuff, and it goes all the way around on both sides, and it's on the top of the foot. I'm really, really happy with how these turned out. They are so squishy and warm, and the ribbing makes them really, really stretchy. A little bit different if you've made my baseline socks, because they are using two different colours that strand behind each other with a chain. Even though they're ribbed, that pulls it quite tight, so the tension on that design is completely different to the tension on this design, even though they both use post stitches. It makes a massive difference when you're just using one colour. So I just thought I'd put that out there for anyone who's made the baseline socks, because yeah, they don't have a ton of stretch. These have a lot more stretch, so bonus. This is my first prototype. I have changed a couple of things, in particularly around the heel. I don't know if you'll be able to tell just by looking at my sample, but I've changed the stitching that leads up to the heel so it doesn't stretch as much, and I'm toying with a new heel. Toying with means I'm trying to make something up myself that I like. So I did this version, which I'm pretty happy with, but I'm just tossing up whether or not to do it like this in the final version or to do a slightly different version. And I don't have any completed to show you because the one I did, I ripped out about 4 times. And then when I finally got it right, because silly me hadn't tried the sock on, I hadn't measured. And what I did, I copied the number of rows from this sample onto the next sample using different yarn. This is why you always swatch, people, and you always measure. And it was too short, so I finally got the heel right, and I was really happy, and I put it on, and it wouldn't fit my stupid foot, would it? Yeah, so that was a bit of a fail on my part, and then I haven't gotten back to it following that fail, so I'm going to have a bit more of a play with that, and hopefully Freckles No, I can't cuddle you right now, darling. You're going to have to get down. Sorry. Yeah, hopefully have that updated and ready for testing soon-ish. My brain can only cope with one test at a time, so it's probably not a bad thing that I don't have it ready. Yeah. So, that FO, my third FO, because I can't count, leads into some whips, because I've got some more samples of this design that I have started. And anyone who's interested in these sock blockers, these are from Woodico, which are based in the Netherlands, Sweden? I've forgotten, I can't remember. In any case, they're awesome and they're very reasonably priced. And they're too cute with the little, well, mine have got sheep, but as I showed you last time, I've got ones with, I think it's like a deer head with antlers and foxes on the other ones. So you can pick which design you like and which size. So I really like those. I'm so excited to be able to use them for the first time on the podcast. Oh, they are noisier though. Okay, so ribbit sample. This was the naughty one that I didn't measure because this yarn crochets up completely differently to that yarn. Oh, and yarn. Okay, this is Knit Picks Speckle, Hawthorn Speckle, I think. Knit Picks Hawthorn Speckle. And this is a Madeline Tosh sock, twist sock. I'm terrible with the yarns today, aren't I? In any case, if I forget to put the details at the bottom of the video, like as a subtitle, because that takes a lot of time and sometimes I don't get it all done. All my projects can be found in my projects page on Ravelry. My username on Ravelry is Mrs. Ramjet, as in Roger's wife. So you can always find the details of anything I show you there. So that's probably the best place, because then you get exact details on how much yarn I've used for stuff and the colourway names in case I get it wrong and stuff like that too. So it's always a good place to check there. And I always forget to tell you that at the end of the video, so saying it now. So have a look there. Okay, so this sock sample, and you can see that lovely ribbing there. But very interesting to see that it worked up so differently. I was amazed at how different the tension worked up. So the toe of this is using leftovers of the cream yarn that I used in my sway sample. I reckon I've got just enough to do toe, heel and cuffs using that, because it matched beautifully with my sock blank yarn, which this thing is just, it's so pretty. I absolutely love it. And my family think it's criminal that I'm using it to make socks. But that's, I mean, you have to, don't you? So here you go. I'll try not to pull anything undone, but there's the blank and there's how it's working up. Cover my eyes. And it's got sparkle in it, I don't know. Can you see that? Yeah, I think it's just picking up the gold. It's got gold sparkle in it too. So I'm ready to do the heel in this for the 27th time. It's finally long enough. I can't believe I did that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I'm going to continue having a bit of play with my different heel options and choose which I think is the best one to go in that pattern. That's not the only sample of that pattern. I have another one. This awesome yarn was given to me by the lovely Chantel of Fiberific. Chantel lives just out of Brisbane in Australia, and on a Friday night, Chantel, myself and a few others hook up with a Zoom video to have like a live chat together. We don't record it or anything, and we just talk about what we're doing. Chantel sells yarn, crochet hooks, all sorts of knitting, crafting notions that you could think of in her store. yeah, she hand dyes her own yarn. So definitely go and check out her website if you get a chance, because you'd be amazed at the range of stuff. Her stand at Bendigo was huge. It was like 3 times as long as a lot of other stands there, and it was just loaded with all sorts of stuff. So you'll find loads of stuff available from Chantel. And she gave me these amazing colours to work up my final sample of those socks when I finally get the heel right. So wait till you see how great the rib design looks in this yarn. I mean, isn't that just perfection? It's the perfect colourway. It is called, that's Chantel's logo, little knitting ninja, and this colourway is Lake, that's the blue, and the speckle, if I can get the label out without destroying the ball, the speckle is called Apricot something. Actually, apricot something. Hang on, is it going to focus? There, apricot something. She just cracks me up. Oh, and if you can see green under my fingernails, I apologise, it's Play-Doh. Yeah, anyway, I'll just leave that there. Play-Doh. And we've been moving furniture lately and shifting things around. The girls have decided they want separate bedrooms. So we've been shifting things from one room to another, and I've broken nails off, shifting furniture, and you name it. So yeah, don't focus too closely on my hands right now, especially if there's green stuff under the fingernails. Ew. I'm sorry. Moving on. So like I said, Lake and Apricot something in these socks. I think they'll make the cutest finished socks, especially with that great, it gives beautiful definition to that ribbing. Love it. Thank you, Chantel. Beautiful. Okay, the other whip I have, you've been looking at the entire time. I have 2 of them, as you know, so I'm not going to move this one. I thought it'd make a nice backdrop for today's episode. I have done 10 stripes on this one since the last time I spoke to you, and on the other one I don't know how many stripes, because for some reason I removed the progress keeper. So I mean, you don't really need to know exactly how many stripes, but it's looking pretty big now. I'm more than halfway on both of the blankets, and it's been delightful to work on this one. I've had a chance at the moment because it has been cold, and yeah, you're basically wearing the blanket while you're working on it, so it's fantastic. Probably not going to appeal to any of you who are melting in the northern heat waves, but anyway, nice and cozy for here. The colours are working up beautifully. Let's see if I can cover my face. So I really love this section here. This is my favourite bit, between the 2 purples and the jade, and I just love those colours there. So I have probably, between the 2 blankets, I think I've got 60 rows to go, I think. 60 rows, 60 stripes. So 60 contrast colour stripes as well as the main colour purple. So it's still going to be a while, but what I did, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, I don't think so. I hadn't been weaving the ends in, which is bad, because every time I change a colour, I've been carrying the main colour, the purple I carry, so I don't have to weave that in every time, but all the other stripes I have all these ends too. So I had literally the whole blanket full of ends, and I thought, oh my goodness, if I don't start weaving these things in, I'm going to finish these blankets and they're just going to have a fringe forever. So I made a okay, this might sound silly, but I made a deal with myself that every time I added 1 stripe, I had to weave in the ends for 2 stripes. So you can see I've almost caught up. Where are my ends starting again? So they're all ends to weave in, but all of this section on this blanket, they are all woven in. So that is all done. And on the other blanket, I probably only have about 4 stripes that have not had the ends woven in. So pretty excited to not have that as a mammoth task at the end. I am not one of these people that loves weaving the ends in. So I knew I just had to get that job done before I got to the end. Otherwise they were just going to sit finished, waiting forever for me to do it. So that's the little deal I made with myself. I'm a little bit OCD, so I've decided to stick to it, and it seems to be working because it's like, yeah, I've just got 4 ends to weave in each stripe, and that takes like no time at all, and then it doesn't feel like this huge task. One of my stitch markers has just fallen out, and I can't remember what it was for. It was clipped on the edge for something. Never mind, I'll work it out later. I'll just clip it back on here so I don't lose it. But yeah, pretty happy with my progress here. They may be finished before it warms up here. Because like I said, I know we've only got a couple of weeks of winter technically left, but it's still going to be cold here for a while. It has been very cold this winter. Lots of heavy frosts, probably the most we've had since we've been here, and crazy dry. I think it's dry everywhere. Everywhere you talk to people in Australia at the moment, there's no rain anywhere. It's crazy. Hopefully that will change with spring, otherwise it's going to not be the most colourful spring, I don't think. But anyway, I'll stop rambling about the weather, shall I? And show you my, yes, this is my last whip. I'm just going to restart my camera because it's going to switch off in a sec. Hold on. Okay. So, this is my last whip, and I have to show you this bag. I forgot to show you last time. This bag was sent to me by Claudia of the Crochet Luna podcast. Now, you probably all know who Claudia is already, so I don't need to tell you, but if you don't, you need to go check out Claudia's podcast. Yeah, she crochets loads of stuff, and very creative lady. And she sent me this bag as a gift. Can you believe that? I was completely shocked when I got it in the mail because she was only supposed to send me some pins, which I gave away as prizes because she designs a lot of pins, which is not on this bag. It's one of my other ones. But yeah, so she sent me this bag. And she recently, it's funny because she recently had a dodgy bag make-along that she did with some other podcasters. There is nothing dodgy about this bag, Claudia. It's awesome. It's a drawstring, which I love. I've decided I totally love drawstring project bags. Now, it's got a handle. It's got, can you see the little stitch marker with a moon on it, which I thought was absolutely adorable. And does she have her? Oh yeah, here's her little logo on the inside. It is beautiful and I love it. And how cool is this cactus fabric? Adorable. Anyway, what's living in the bag, you ask? It is another blur. Yes, I know. This will be number 6 for me. This is number 6. I'm pretty sure. Number 6. Yeah. I needed, like I said, there's been lots going on in the background here, and I just wanted a project because I've been doing the designing, you know, editing this, trying to work on socks. I just needed something to chill out my brain at night. So the blankets were one thing, but I got a bit bored after a while doing those. So I just wanted something relaxing. So I started a blur. And I love this so much. It starts here. The plain cream is, now, I got this from my local yarn store. It's got possum in it, I think. So it's not a hair-dyed yarn. It's very tweed, like heathery. You probably can't see. There's some grey fibres and stuff because of the possum, I think. Hang on, I have a small person needing my attention. Yes, darling?
Nothing.
Oh, you're just sneaking out, are you? Okay. Alright, as long as you're quiet. I can't remember what it's called. I can see the label and everything, but I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, I'll let you know. The second one is a white gum wool base dyed by Nanabar yarns. And then the third colour is from Hedgehog Fibres. Again, I can't remember the colours. I'm terrible today. The fourth was a purchase I got from the Bendigo Sheep Show this year. I actually specifically bought it for this project because I had 5 colours already picked, but I just needed the 6th one. It just wasn't quite right. So I had in mind these colours, and amazingly it worked because I didn't take them with me to match up. So I was really happy, and this is from Ren and Ollie. This is their sock yarn in the colourway Antique Rose, and I don't think the camera is picking up on it perfectly, but it's not a solid colour. It's got, I can't even, you know how I was talking about that Caroa Fibres one where it was dyed on a darker base? That's kind of what this looks like. Now I don't know what colour base Mia's dyed this on, but it's got like bits of brown in it. It's very complex. That sounds really fancy when I say it like that, like I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's certainly not a flat colour, and I love it. It's so beautiful. And then this 5th colour at the bottom, sorry if I'm waving this around and not holding it still for you. The 5th colour is another colour from Hedgehog Fibres, which I probably will be able to tell you. And no, I don't have the label. So that's my berry blur. The bottom colour isn't quite as orange as it's picking up on camera. It's a bit more cherry than that. For some reason the colour's not translating the best. And then the next colour I'm going to add to the bottom is this one, and this is another Hedgehog Fibres, and it's blowing out a little bit. It's a bit overexposed there too. It's much richer. I'll hold it close. That's pretty true there. And I can tell you what this colour is. It's Truffle. That's how I lose the labels. Yes, so Truffle's going to be the 6th colour because I'm making another large sample because I only have a small one here. So yeah, it's been so nice to work on this. I find this design so relaxing. It really is. You can just enjoy watching your colours come together and play together when you stripe them, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyable. If you haven't made a blur yet, you need to. I'll stop that now. I'm really enjoying it anyway, so I hope all of you who have made it have enjoyed making it too. So that is all I have in the way of projects to show you. I do have a few new things to show you. Okay, I'll show you the things I got at Bendigo first. I haven't sort of done a bit of stash flashing lately. I've never called it that. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, but these are some of the goodies I got at Bendigo this year. The most interesting one I found is this one, I think. And I know it looks quite boring just showing here in the ball, but this is Garland yarn from, an idiot me didn't bring the card. I'm definitely getting the details and I'm putting them below here for this yarn because it is absolutely spectacular. I think the camera's showing it pretty true there. This colour just glows. It's just amazing, and there were a bunch of other colours there that I could have easily bought that were equally as beautiful. There was a beautiful berry, like a deep magenta berry colour. There was an emerald green. There was a deep teal colour, and they all had this fabulous glow. Honestly, like I can't. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because I absolutely love it. And I was surprised. I don't know why I had it in my head that this wouldn't be soft, but it is. I'm sorry I don't have the details here. Podcast fail. This is why you don't decide at the last minute to record an episode. Anyway, thanks for putting up with me. Beautiful. I want to make a hat with this, and I'm actually going to pair it with a strand of mohair, which Chantel from Fiberific is going to dye out for me. So I'm waiting on that, and I'm going to make a hat out of it, possibly with ribbing or something like that. Anyway, I'll stop talking out loud, but that's what that one is planned for. I bought 3 balls because they're just little 50-gram balls, because I didn't want to run out of yarn. But really happy with that. It was so interesting seeing, because they had all the fibre there and everything. Just beautiful. The other stuff I bought, the girls both wanted to choose a skein of yarn. They didn't actually come to the show with me this year. Darren and the girls did other stuff together while I was at the show, which was kind of, okay, this sounds terrible, but it was nice to be there without them. That really does sound terrible, and I don't mean it like it sounds. What I mean is it was nice to really just wander around at my leisure without the interruptions of hungry children, children needing toilets, children wanting to go back to the petting zoo, children wanting to go anywhere else but where I wanted to have a look at something. They're not that bad. I'm making it sound much worse than they really are. They're good. They're good. But anyway, we booked accommodation that had loads of kids stuff to do, so they were quite content staying at the accommodation and doing their thing there so that I could go to the sheep show and do my thing. So I FaceTimed them when I found yarn colours that I thought they'd like, and this is the one that Piper chose. Teal is her absolute favourite colour at the moment. Everything has to be teal. It's hilarious. But I mean, how could I go past this knowing that she loves teal? Now this is, as you can see, from my creative garage. It's gorgeous, Vanessa. This colour is Tiffany blue. And can you see the sparkles? This is so soft. I can't wait to do something with it. I think I'm going to make a hat out of it. But we're not sure. I'm thinking possibly of making a hat and using the leftovers of this one with it, because they match really well. So we'll see. I mean, I'm going to have quite a bit of this left over after undoing toe, heel and cuffs on a sock. So yeah, we'll see. And then Imogen chose this colour, which is, oh, we don't have a name for this one. It's from Fiberific, but it's a gorgeous speckled blue sock. At the moment, Imogen's all about the blue. So that was the girls' choices, quite similar actually, really. But yeah, I think these may become socks for Imogen. We're still not 100% what she wants with that one yet, so that was their choices. Then back to mine. That remember that pink that I showed you in my blur? That was the sock weight. I actually bought the exact same colour in DK. So maybe, I wonder if you can see the, oh, that's probably as close to the actual colour as I can get it. But yeah, you can't, I'm not sure that it's picking up on the browns. Yeah. Ooh. It's just beautiful. Antique rose. So this is the Spin DK from Ren and Ollie. I've not used their DK before. In fact, I hadn't used their sock yarn before either. I've purchased it before, but never had a chance to use it, and it's delicious. Everyone should try it. So go check out Mia's yarns, Ren and Ollie. They are beautiful. She's got some amazing colourways. And what I like about how Mia advertises her yarns on her website, quite often she'll have a picture of the skein, and then she'll also have a picture of it untwisted and with the skein opened up, so you can see how with crochet, the colour repeats are a big issue, as you know. If they're too long or too short, you end up with Lego block looking crochet stitches, and I'm not a fan of that look. So I'm very happy when I can see a skein opened up, so you can see, you know, whether it's just little splotches of colour, whether you've got runs of colour that are this long, stuff like that, because sometimes in a skein it's hidden, so you can't always tell. And Mia, that's my cat playing in its little tunnel. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mia does that with a lot of hers, and I really, really like that, and so you may appreciate that as well when you are shopping for yarn. Don't blame me though if you buy a lot more than you should. You won't be disappointed though. The other thing I purchased was from Freckles. Shush! Of course she has to attack it right now. These I got from Zigo Zago, their stand, and they're both from Nurturing Fibres. The label covers part of their thing up, but I've not tried this base before. This is actually a lace weight. It's 620 meters in 100 gram skein, and this is the Marmalade colorway. And I got 2 of these, also from Nurturing Fibres. No, come on, you can do it. To go with it. So I'm going to hold them together. It's actually showing a lot brighter than it actually is. This one's a little bit more muted in reality. But yeah, I'm going to double strand those in a shawl design, which I have started. I'm not going to show it to you yet though. I've had this idea in my head bouncing around for about 9 months, maybe longer. And I was starting it yesterday. 9 months I've had it bouncing around. I started working up a sample yesterday, and I think it might actually work well for a mystery crochet along. I haven't done one since 3 Springs, which was April last year. So yeah, I can't show you yet, just in case that's what I decide to do. But I want to make sure all the shaping and everything works and everything's good before I start double stranding with mohair, because we know that that doesn't frog well. So I can't use that for the initial sample. But I think it will be really nice. I have not double stranded with mohair for a long time, and I think it'll be fun to put it in a new design. So yeah, so they were a few of the things I bought at the Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show, which, if I haven't already said, was fabulous. The weather was good. It rained a bit the night before. In fact, it hailed the night before. We were out getting pizza, and the hail, they had the door open because of course they're all baking in the oven, quite literally, with the pizzas just about. So they were all boiling and it was freezing, and they had the door open. We were waiting, freezing in the corner of this pizza shop, waiting patiently for our pizzas, and hail was blowing in the door. Anyway, crazy, but it didn't rain at all the 2 days I was there. I'm not sure about Sunday because I didn't stay for the 3rd day, but yeah, it was great. Met up with loads of great people. We had a bit of a meet up on Friday night that Nina from the Give Me a Crown podcast arranged, and I met up with Shara from the Shara May podcast there, Darren from Queensland, who I knew from when I lived up in Brisbane. Who else? Christine from Yarn About Yarn was there. Loads of other people. I feel bad that if I haven't mentioned everybody's name, but everyone I met was lovely. Had a great time. It was really, really good. If you haven't had the opportunity to go to the Bendigo, hang on, it's officially called the Australian Sheep and Wool Show, but it's in Bendigo, so hence Bendigo Wool Show. It's great fun. It really is, and Bendigo's a lovely country town. does it qualify as a city? I don't know. It's a big country town though, and it's got loads to look at. So if you get an opportunity to stay there outside for more than just the show, yeah, you'll really enjoy that. It's lots to see. So that was fun. The other thing I am going to share with you is something else I bought. Check out this baby. Now, I didn't get this at the show. I had actually decided, because Vanessa from My Creative Garage has amazing project bags. So if you haven't seen hers, go check them out. And I resisted the temptation there because I thought, no, I don't need any more project bags. And that's right, I really don't. But then I saw one of these made by Jade of Stitch Mischief. Jade is based in Vancouver, Canada. Hello Jade, if you're watching. And she's just started a podcast. I think she has 3 episodes out already. And I was in touch with her this morning and she's recording today for episode 4. She is amazing. She dyes yarn and she also makes fantastic project bags, and she also has the pattern for this project bag. So if you can sew, you can make your own. This is called the Finch bucket, and it was much bigger than I expected, which is fabulous. But look at it, it's so beautiful. I saw it online and I just messaged her right away and I said, I'm sorry, I just need to order one of these from you if that's okay. And she made it up for me, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's really, as you can see, it's very wide. It's lovely and deep. It opens up nice and big, and there are pockets all the way around on the inside. So it's got a book in there at the moment, but there's pockets, some that big, some aren't that big, but there's her little logo, Stitch Mischief. I think her podcast is called Mischief Maker. Go check her out. She's absolutely adorable. Love it a bits. And yeah, so this is the bag she made me, which I just adore. So she's got loads of, well, it depends on when you go. I know she's preparing for Knit City at the moment, so her shop might not have a ton of stuff, but I know she tries to keep her shop stocked. But if there's nothing there, just message her. Don't tell her I told you. Sorry, just dropped you in it, Jade. Everybody needs a Finch bucket. It's beautiful and I love it. Thank you. So yeah, go check those out. So that, I believe, is the end of the show and tell section of the podcast. I'm talking for a lot longer than I expected today. I do have some news. Like I said, lots has been going on in the background lately. One of the things that I've been doing behind the scenes has been reformatting a lot of my patterns because they are now available in print. So you can get them from your local yarn store. So if you would like to see Addydae designs available printed in your local yarn store, let them know. They are available from Deep South Fibres. So what I decided was, you know, if they are going to be on display, I wanted them to look a bit different. So this is not one of the, I've just printed this on my printer, but this is what the patterns are going to look like now, which I'm pretty happy. I got my logo up on the top. So it was basically just, I just gave them a makeover. So a lot of you have quite probably received an updated pattern in your Ravelry inbox. Yeah, so that has taken quite a bit of time. I am not a tech expert or a, you know, formatting expert. I don't even know the words for it, so obviously. But yeah, I finally decided on a layout that I liked, and I thought translated well in print. I know a yarn store in Brisbane posted yesterday on Instagram that they had some of my patterns available in the store, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my goodness, they're in the shop. And that's pretty good. And you can get them, well, it depends on, I think, what your yarn store orders, but there is the option of having a code so that you can have a digital copy as well. Because I don't know about you, I love having patterns on my iPad that I can look at any time and they're all just there. But if I'm making a thing, I still print it out. I like working off a printed pattern. Although there is something coming out soon, a new app coming out soon. It's being tested at the moment. Yes, a new app for working patterns so that you can still, not sure how much I can say yet. Go check out Making Things on Instagram. They're developing a new app which is very, very exciting for makers. So go check them out. I'm not going to say anything else till I have the official lowdown in an email to share with you, but very, very exciting. So I won't say any more about that. I didn't say anything. The other thing that's been happening behind the scenes is I'm going to be doing some more workshops. I know, I'm so excited. One of them is going to be just up the road. Angela from Blackwater Yarns has invited me to do my shawl shaping workshop up at her farm on one of her, what does she call them? She's Fibre and Feast. Is that what she calls it? I'm sorry, Angela. I've just gone completely blank all of a sudden on what it's called. Hold on. Inserting waiting music here. In any case, it's going to be on the 17th of November. That's when I'll be there. It's being held at One Tree Hill Alpaca Stud, so actually on the farm. That's where the workshop's being held. And yeah, I'll be there. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk to you and look things. Yeah, it is Fibre and Feast workshop. So you get to go to the farm, you get to hand feed adorable alpacas. There's food provided. There's, I think, pretty much all the food and maybe even some wine is from local makers. So everything is sourced locally from the Murrum Bateman area, which is where Angela and Matt are. Yeah, so I'll be there on November 17th. Go check out the website. If you missed the shawl shaping workshop when I was in Sydney and you're a bit closer to Canberra, we can meet up there. So come along, I'd love to meet you there, and it'll be a lot of fun. So come and join that. And it was announced yesterday, the lineup for Wool Gathering 2019. And yours truly is going to be one of the teachers there. I am so excited about this. I have wanted to go to a wool gathering retreat ever since I think it first started. But it's primarily been knitting based, but I'm going to be teaching some crochet classes there. How about that? So come and join me at Wool Gathering next year. It's between the 2nd and the 5th of May, so May 2 to 5. There's a new location for next year. You'll jump on the website, it's got all the details. You should check out the lineup of teachers there. I am going to be totally fangirling the entire time I'm there because Libby Johnson, who's truly Myrtle, is going to be there. Claire Devine's going to be there. Now I'm drawing a complete blank. I know Bryony is taking a dye class by Bryony Yarn Artist, I think is her Instagram handle. Jess from the Sweater Collective is also going to be there. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to go. It's going to be so much fun. So I'll be holding 3 classes while I'm there. One will be a fundamentals of crochet class. So for someone who doesn't know how to crochet, you can learn there. Another one is going to be based, other two are product-based classes, more or less. One's based on the hooked dragon shawl because there's a whole bunch of techniques you use to make that shawl. So it'll be a good project, a class where you learn a bunch of new techniques and make a project at the same time is what I'm trying to get at. It's not making it sound very good, but it'll be cool. And also a class for how to do brioche or crochet brioche. So I am so excited. I feel very honoured to have been asked by Karen to be one of the teachers at the retreat, so I get to go. How cool is that? Yeah, so go check out Wool Gathering. If you've never been before, everyone I know that has been to it has just raved about how wonderful it is, and yeah, it should be awesome fun. I'd love to see you there too. Now, my camera is about to die again. Well, not die, but it's about to switch off. Give me 1 second. Okay, yes, I have been talking for a long time, haven't I? Wow. Sorry if there's been any ramble. I apologise. I'm a bit out of practice because it's been a while, but I thought it was well and truly time to have a chat to you and let you all know what I've been up to. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to mention. I hope you've all been well. I hope you haven't been melting too badly in the Northern Hemisphere, you poor things. I know you're not used to it. And it has been quite hot there. Actually, I had a friend who's from Brisbane who's just been over to Norway. I think it was Norway. Oh, it sounds bad. I'm so vague today. Sorry. Anyway, they went to a bunch of places all over in Europe, and she's from Brisbane where it's like hot all the time, and she said she was melting. So there you go, you guys must just be dying. I think it's mainly to do with the fact that all the houses are built for the cold specifically, not to cope with the heat. So she said that was a bit hard, whereas, you know, Brisbane houses, we all had air conditioning, but over there, you know, you'd be lucky to find a fan. Apparently they did try and find some fans to put in some of the bedrooms, and they were all sold out. Everyone's just dying. I shouldn't be laughing, that's not funny. I don't like the heat either, so, you know, I empathise with you. So I hope it cools down for you guys really, really soon, because we all know it's easier to knit and crochet in the cooler weather, but I don't let that stop me all the time. That's what air conditioning is for, right? So yeah, I hope you've been well. I hope you've been enjoying your crafting time. And if anyone... Oh, that's what I want to say. Okay, stop. Being that this is episode 29, I thought it would be fun for episode 30 if I could answer 30 questions about, I don't know, whatever you want to ask me. They can be about me. I mean, I may not answer every single question that comes through, but hey, put your questions below the video in the comments section, and I'll pull 30 of them out and I'll answer them in the next podcast. How about that? So yeah, if there's anything you've ever been wondering and want to ask me, that was a bit noisy, wasn't it? Yeah, pop them in the comments below. I'll collate them and answer them without too much ramble, hopefully, next episode. So that could be a bit of fun. Okay, I really am going now. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you next episode. Bye.